So Josh, would you care to expand and maybe give us the different perspective of how your origin in this was coming? You know, Anthony's was great. I'd love to hear how you're like, you know, I'm coming from Eminence and we got this idea.
Yeah, well, that's kind of it. We had discussions about this stuff for a long time, and Anthony and I have always had favorite types of material that we would like to see a speaker made out of. Cones and voice coils and sizes, and winding lengths of voice coils, all this kind of stuff. And so for us, some of those things we could do, and some of those things we've never had the opportunity to do until now.
Because there's overhead with all that.
Yeah, you can't just always do anything you want to do in a manufacturing setting. It's just not feasible. You can't just have 50,000 SKUs of different things. So it's understandable. But with ToneSpeak, we've had this opportunity to just kind of start from scratch and say, what do we want? If we were going to build our perfect, British voiced, 80s sounding rock speaker, what would it be? And I immediately have my favorite speaker in mind when I think of that. That's one of the things I think that why we were so excited, Anthony and myself, about working with MISCO was knowing that the stuff that these guys do, on a daily basis, the testing equipment that they have, and the way they can analyze a speaker and stuff like this. There's a reason, where a lot of manufacturing moves around. Sometimes that's because of a company goes out of business. You can't get that part anymore from this company. You have to get it from somewhere else. And now it makes more sense to build it over there than it does here, and all of that kind of thing. But I know for us, just knowing that, a company that is capable of putting things on the Orion is going to be building our guitar speakers, just the consistency, knowing that voice coil is going to be set at the same height every time, that the same amount of adhesive is going to be put on every time, this type of stuff. It's just, for us, that's awesome, because if you've been in the manufacturing business for any time at all, quality, the quality assurance and consistency is always a big deal. It is. And for us to be able to hang our hat on that, knowing that, we really do have the best people, in states here building that, it's a good feeling for us.
Well, it's, me being the outsider, it's almost like Anthony and Josh, you guys are like a middleman between guys like me and Travis Toy and the players and a guy like Dan here, because guys like me and Travis are crazy about the things that, we're certifiably nuts. Like, we'll go down the rabbit hole. Like, you guys have worked with me in development stuff. I'm like, no, it's like, this one sounds like a K. This one sounds, it's like, oh, it's got a ka. I won't cha. It's like, I know that I speak like insanity terms. And let's say if consistency is an issue and you're trying to do your job to develop a product, and I get exactly what I want, but something just changes ever so slightly, I guarantee you, like, a guy like me or Travis is going to be like, hey, this is not the same. And then you're like, it's the same. And then you're going to chase the tail back to some point in, like the Leo Fender magnet thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, on paper, that's the same magnet. It was. But the process for finishing it became a different process,
I would say, Andy, I'm just going to pick up on your analogy here. I would say that MISCO is the middleman in this relationship.
Oh, really?
I would, and here's why. Because Anthony has designed these models, and has created the secret recipe, right? And he and Josh have worked together. No, let's try this, let's do that, let's make it different. So they're creating this thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's my job then to take that thing and make sure that when you get it, it's the same as what they had envisioned, right?
Yeah.
So you've sort of got the art on the front end, the manufacturing, engineering, know-how in the middle, and then you've got art again on the other side, right? It's sort of a, we're sort of an art sandwich here.